Hey everyone. Oh, okay. So I came on here because I want to say something. A lot of people believe that God sent people to hell. God doesn't send anyone to hell. No matter how much you think that, it's not true. You choose to go there when you choose not to receive Christ as your Savior. Now, I know a lot of people say, I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to have to do this or do that. But I don't want to have to be a slave or surrender myself. Now, we talked about surrender. Surrender, when they say surrender yourself to God, it doesn't mean give up your whole self. It doesn't mean you're going to be giving up your life and becoming a slave. That's what I was trying to say. When I say you're not going to be giving up your whole life, when you surrender, when you accept Jesus, you're giving him your life, your soul. You want him to turn things around. That's what I meant, but not by what you thought I meant. But it doesn't mean you're going to be in chains. It doesn't mean you're going to be whipped or a slave. It doesn't mean you're going to be in torture. It means that when it says surrender, it just says like come to him. It means come to him. Come to the saving faith. That's what it means. And the reason why so many people believe God sent people to hell is because they're afraid of where they're going. And deep down, we're not. Now, I'm just going to tell you this. Christians are not here to force you. We want you to be saved, but we cannot force you. I don't force anyone. All I can do is preach and inspire and pray. That's all I can do. The wages of sin is death. We all know that. Sin is evil. Sin is bad. Sin is what keeps us from God. Sin is what the devil makes because he knows he can get you in hell with him. When you reject God and you mock God and you're choosing not to follow God, that's a hell sin. Meaning you are basically choosing the devil over God. You may think the devil has your back, but in the end, he will turn on you like rotten tomatoes, if that even makes sense, if you know what I'm trying to say. God will never send anyone to hell, no matter what you think. And there's so many people in life that says, like when you have a loved one that dies, or when my mother died, people say, well, if God's all powerful, why did he allow this to happen? First of all, let's go through the 5 basics of when people say this. Number 1, God does not orchestrate, he does not plan, and he does not sow on the bad things that happen. That is life. Those are people's choices. Well, death is not a people's choice, but the bad things that happens to you and I and to other people, those are life. That's life. And whatever people do to somebody else in a bad way, that are people choices. Those are people's choices. What goes around in the world is depend on life and people's choices. That has nothing to do with God when it comes to a bad thing. Second thing, when it comes to death, I can understand if you are very sick, you're praying to God. Sometimes God will say, okay, it's time to come home. Sometimes God will hear you. It's not God's fault whether if somebody ends up getting killed or they die. That's not God's fault. And God doesn't take anyone away like that. He's not a murderer. That's life. And when you let that anger slide onto God, that's not God doing it. That's the devil. And he's happy that you're sad about it. That's the devil himself. Third reason. When you are in your own state of sadness because you have a loved one that died or something bad happened to you, you need to be able to reach to the Lord. You need to be able to pray to God, asking for comfort, for wisdom. Because when you don't do that, it only gets worse from there. When my mother died, it was horrible. I wasn't mad at God. I was more mad at the devil and mad at myself. But when God helped me through it, he helped me and my family. He gave us the wisdom. He gave us my church family that was here for us and other people he was here for us too. That's what God does. He brings people good people, good Christians into your life. And when you have a loved one that passes, He will bring those good works to help you through it. God's not going to leave you. He's going to be right there with you through it all. But you have to believe, and you need to have faith. The fourth reason is you're too quick to judge God. God is already, I can already believe it now. God has either enough on His plate or doesn't have enough. Because with everything going on in the world, I believe He has enough on His plate. And He is trying to help everyone. He has a plan. His plan was Jesus dying on the cross so we can have salvation. Now, when bad things happen, what's the first thing you do? Especially when you hear about God and Jesus. You're so quick to judge God. Number one, if something bad happens to you and it keeps happening, that's a test. Maybe that's a test of faith or a test of hope or the fact that God is calling you. And when something happens to you in a bad way, that's not God orchestrating it, but it is God trying to call out to you. He's not orchestrating it, but He's saying, "Come to me, let me help you." And when something good is happening to you, or if you are feeling blessed, I also believe that's God. Again, I don't know if God is orchestrating everything. He definitely doesn't orchestrate anything bad, but I believe He orchestrates the good things in your life. But God is calling to you. But you're too quick to judge Him that you don't realize that He is calling to you. And a fifth reason, you need to come to a saving faith. You don't understand. A lot of people don't understand the saving faith, the saving grace. You need to come to it. You know why? No one's forcing you to do it. I'm not going to force you to do it. All I can do is inspire you. But I can say this. People will always say, well, if you show me a birth certificate or anything like that, then I will believe you. I don't have to. You know why? Because I believe God will come upon your heart one day. Before, when I was hearing about God and love, did I hate it? Not really. Because truly deep down I was more confused than I was hated for it. I mean, I'm more like hated it. But, when I came to saving faith, I finally understood. I mean, I was still young, so I didn't fully understand it. I didn't really get into it until the 12th, more like the end of the 11th grade. But what I'm trying to say is, so many Christians are out there being persecuted because we're trying to bring you to a saving faith. If you don't want people or God to tell you what to do, that's on you. But guess what? At the end of the day, you're still kind of doing what people tell you to do. For example, your parents, or if you have an older sister or older brother, if you work somewhere and you have a boss, you're doing what they tell you to do. And you can say that's different, but it's absolutely actually not different at all. What you're doing in things could be different, but if you are being told to do something and you do it, you're still listening. So how is that any different from God? And when you come to a saving faith, yeah, He tells you what to do, but here's the thing. He's not saying it in a mean way or saying it to hurt you. He's saying it to help you and to help you bring more people to a saving grace. So back to what I was saying. You're too quick to blame everything that happens in your life, bad things, on God. But yet, if you can go through those 5 steps, you might realize that the bad things that happen has nothing to do with God. Like, for one, that war that happens, does it say that these type of things will happen in the Bible? Yes, but it doesn't say it's coming from God. When death happens, does it say that death will be in the Bible? Yeah, because there was death in the Bible back in the Bible times, even though we're still living in it. But does death come from God? No, it doesn't. Does evil come from God? No, it doesn't. Does murder, does sin, does porn, does rape, does any of those things, those sins come from God? No, it doesn't. Those are people's choices, life's choices that people make. When we come to a saving grace, it all goes away. The anxiety, the sin, everything. Are we still sinful people? Yeah, we are. But until we can get a real great meaning of it, you can't blame God. But you have to look at it at a different